Hello everyone, my name is Vijay Kumar and we are studying power engineering. In the last lecture, we have studied about the basic of steam turbine. Now in this lecture, we will study about the classification of steam turbine. Let's start the topic. On the basis of principle of operation, the steam turbine are of two types. First, impulse turbine, second, impulse reaction turbine, or what we call as reaction turbine. In impulse turbine, what happens? In impulse turbine, the steam flow through the nozzle and then it will move on the moving blade. So there is an expansion of steam takes place in the nozzle where the pressure energy of steam will decrease and kinetic energy of steam will increase. So high velocity of steam will impinge on the moving blade. Because of that, there is a change in momentum and accordingly the rotor or blade of a steam turbine starts rotate. This is the principle of impulse turbine. Now what is the principle of impulse reaction turbine or reaction turbine? In reaction turbine, whatever expansion of steam is taking place, that expansion will take place in nozzle as well as in moving blades. In impulse turbine, there was no expansion in moving blades. That means the pressure was constant in impulse turbine. But in reaction turbine, there is a pressure decrease in moving blade also. Because of decrease in pressure in moving blade, there will be an increase in velocity or increase in kinetic energy. So because of that increase in kinetic energy in a moving blade, a propelling force will generate, which applied through the rotor to the turbine shaft. Since this turbine works on the principle of impulse as well as reaction both, so it is called the impulse reaction turbine. I think it is clear. In impulse reaction turbine, the pressure will decrease in nozzle also and in moving blade also. But in impulse turbine, the pressure will decrease in nozzle only. There is no change in pressure in moving blades. So this is the difference in impulse turbine and impulse reaction turbine. Let's see on the basis of direction of flow. The axial flow turbine. In this case, you see that the steam is flowing parallel to the axis. This is the axis of the steam turbine. So steam is flowing parallel to the axis of the turbine. So this is a axial flow turbine. Radial flow turbine. In radial flow turbine, steam will enter from the center and radially it will go out. So in this case, steam is flowing radially. Steam is flowing radially. This is the radial flow turbine. In tangential flow turbine, steam will impinge on tangentially. This is the rotor and basically this is the shaft and these are the blades of the turbine and this is the nozzle, this also nozzle, this is also nozzle. So from the nozzle, high speed fluid or steam is impinging or striking the blade tangentially. You see here like this, it is striking like this. So this is tangential flow turbine. Okay. On the basis of means of heat supply, there are three types of turbine. Single pressure turbine. You see here, this is the single pressure turbine. Like almost most of the boiler power plant are having single pressure turbine. Mixed or dual pressure turbine. In this turbine, the turbine will take steam from the two pressure, or this turbine will take steam at two pressure. You see here, it is taking steam from this side also and it is taking from this drum also. So this steam is taking steam at two pressure. That's why it is called the mixed or dual pressure turbine. This type of turbine may be used in power generation and in process industry. Reheat turbine, you already know, I have already explained, where the reheater is used in power plant, at that location reheat turbine is used. Okay. Now let's see another classification on the basis of means of heat rejection. First, pass out turbine. In pass out turbine, what happens? Steam will enter into the steam turbine and some extraction of steam will be taken from some point of a steam turbine. Then that extracted steam will be sent for process heating and remaining steam will be sent for expansion in a steam turbine. So this turbine is used for getting power output and for getting steam for process heating. This is the pass out turbine. Now regenerative type turbine, you know very well, this type of turbine is used in most of the power plant. It is used where the regenerative feed water system is used. You see here, we are taking extraction HP heater turbine and we are taking extraction of steam for deaerator, and here we are taking steam extraction for LP turbine. Then remaining steam will be sent to the condenser. This is the regenerative type steam turbine. What is the condensing turbine? In this type of turbine, all the steam or complete steam after expansion will be sent to the condenser. This is the condensing turbine. And in this type of steam turbine, we are getting power output. In this type of turbine, in regenerative turbine, we are also getting power output. Okay. Non-condensing turbine. The turbine in which the steam is expanding and we are not sending the steam after expansion to the condenser or for any process heating. We are sending this steam to the atmosphere only. This is the non-condensing turbine. In this type of turbine, we will also get the power output if it is connected with the generator. Back pressure or topping turbine. In this turbine, what will happen? We will not take any extraction, but steam after expansion at the exhaust of a steam turbine, the steam will be sent for process heating. We are not taking extraction like pass out turbine. It is somewhat different from the pass out turbine. So in this turbine, in back pressure turbine or topping turbine, we are not taking any extraction. Only the steam after the exhaust will be sent for process heating. And in this case also we will get the power output if this turbine is connected with the generator. This is the back pressure of or topping turbine. Let's see on the basis of number of cylinder. Turbine may be classified as single cylinder or multi-cylinder. Suppose this is the HP turbine, this is IP turbine and this is LP turbine. All these turbines are enclosed in a single casing. You see here. Then this is a single cylinder turbine. And if these turbines are not enclosing in a single cylinder, then all these turbines will be called as multi-cylinder turbine. You see here, this HP turbine is enclosed in one cylinder, this is in another cylinder, this is in another cylinder, and this is the bearing. These are the bearing to support this shaft and this shaft and this shaft. So this is the multi-cylinder steam turbine. Let's see on the basis of arrangement of cylinder based on general flow of steam. There is a single flow steam turbine. You see in this turbine, there is only single flow of steam in a turbine. This is the single flow steam turbine. This one only is the single flow steam turbine. In double flow steam turbine, steam will enter from the center and half of the steam will flow from the left side and half of the steam will flow to the right side. So there is a balance of the steam flow. This is a double flow turbine. In this case, this type of turbine is balanced turbine. Okay. Now let's see what is the reverse flow turbine. You see in this case the steam is flowing like this and axially it is flowing. Now from this stage steam is sent back. Steam is reversed. You see the flow of steam is reversed here and then it will be sent to another section of a turbine. This is the reverse flow turbine. In this case steam is flowing like this. See here, steam is flowing like this. At this position, steam direction is reversed. Okay, this is the reverse flow steam turbine. Let's see the next classification on the basis of number of shaft. There are two type of steam turbine on the basis of number of shaft, that is tandem compound or cross compound. In tandem compound, most multi-cylinder turbine drives a single shaft and single generator. You see here, this is a turbine and this is a turbine. Both these turbines are driving on a single shaft. Both turbines are driving on a single shaft. If I couple this shaft with a generator, then this will be a tandem compound casing arrangement. In this also you can easily see these two turbine, these turbine and this turbine are arranged on a single shaft. This is a tandem compound arrangement. In a cross compound arrangement, what will happen? In this case, the steam is flowing from one turbine, and then after the exhaust of a steam from that turbine, that steam is sent to the another turbine. Both the steam turbine are coupled with this separate generator. This turbine will coupled with the separate generator and this turbine will be coupled with the separate generator. That means two power is generating from this turbine and this turbine. This is a cross compound arrangement. In this type of arrangement, centrifugal stress is very less. Okay friends, now let's see another classification on the basis of rotational speed. Constant speed turbine, there are two types, for 60 Hertz frequency and for 50 Hertz frequency. These two turbines are used at any other in different countries. In India, we are using 50 Hertz frequency turbine, and in America, there is a 60 Hertz frequency turbine generator is used. How this is calculated, you know very well. N is equal to 120 into number of cycle per second divided by number of poles, 120 F by P. From this formula, we can calculate the number of cycle, or we can calculate the frequency for a generator. This is a constant speed turbine. And sometimes we are using variable steam turbine. For that, we will use the gear arrangement. The location where we are using the variable speed turbine, at that location we will use the gear arrangement for the variable speed turbine. So friends, this is all about the classification of steam turbine. Okay, now in the next lecture we will study about the compounding of steam turbine. In that lecture we will study about the impulse turbine, then we will study about the reaction turbine, then we will study how compounding is requirement, what is the requirement of compounding. Okay, thanks for watching this video and have a good day. Bye bye.